Hello everyone, it's me, Orpheon, your infinite dragon sorcerer here. Back at it again with another what if video that belongs to my friend Infamous Smile. And like I said before in the previous video that Infamous Smile uploaded, before this video starts, I'm giving myself a little... how should I put it? I'm more or less going to be editing some of his videos whenever I have free time because, oh boy, his software maybe recently started working again, but it's only a matter of time before that thing stops working altogether, so I'm always going to be here to help out a friend. Anyway, you're done hearing me ramble on about this whole situation. We're good friends, so I'm just glad I'm able to help him with his YouTube channel. But don't worry, I'm still going to be uploading videos on my YouTube channel, mainly what if videos, and possibly other stuff. But anyway, forget you heard me say any of that, and let's get started on Infamous Smile's new what if video.
Hey guys, Infamous Mao here, with What If Saiki Found Tohru Part 2. After talking to my friend the Infinite Dragon Sorcerer, I have now 3 pages of funny situations. But first, don't forget to check out the link to people who helped me with this video or any background music I use. But with that said, let's start the video already. We start off with Saiki walking, but a bunch of people are staring at him. That's when Saiki says, "Good grief. You know when I said I'm going for a walk, it didn't mean it was an invitation for you." That's when the reason everybody's staring at him is because Tohru is hugging his arm with a smile. But then other guys turn around and start staring at a blue-haired girl with a golden aura. And Tohru says, "What the heck? Is she a goddess? Like Luca?" Saiki says, "Not the type you're thinking." But as Tohru sees other guys staring at her with red cheeks and open mouths, she realizes what's going on and covers Saiki's eyes. Says, "Don't fall for her, Saiki! You're mine!" The blue-haired girl sees Tohru trying to cover Saiki's eyes and creating a small scene. That's when the girl, aka Terahashi, thinks to herself, "The blonde girl's a new girl that have a lot of fans, remember quickly. Her name is Tohru? I think that pink-haired boy is her brother or friend. Saiko or Senku?" Saiki just thinks to himself, that's not even close. But then he sends a second message to Tohru and says, "Let's go out of here. I don't want to deal with her." Tohru says, "I don't care as long as you don't fall feelings for her. You're already taken." Saiki says, "You're not my girlfriend." But then Terahashi walks towards them and says, "Hi Tohru, hi Senku." But then she goes silent as some sort of demonic aura around Tohru appears. But then Saiki bows, with Tohru doing the same, and they start walking away, with Terahashi mentally screaming, "They ignored me?" I can maybe get why Tohru doesn't say "oh wow," but Saiki should have been fumbling like crazy. She then says, maybe they're uncomfortable with showing emotions. I mean, Saiki never speaks to anybody, besides Nenu and Tohru, but Tohru should have at least said something. She's so talkative in class. But she thinks to herself, I'll get them another chance. She then walks in front of them and says, "Hey Tohru, I wanted to ask you, why you always hang out with Senku?" But as Tohru puts on a killer smile, Saiki puts his hand on her shoulder, and he soon walks past her, until she's stunned there, and mentally screams, "They're ignoring me?" But Saiki and Tohru are mentally talking to each other, and Tohru says, "I don't like her, she keeps on trying to talk to you, and doesn't even get your name right." But Saiki says, "I know, but due to years of praises, she's gained a massive ego. It's better not to acknowledge her." And Tohru says, "Fine." But he tries to flirt with my boyfriend, I'll burn her to ash, and Saiki just says, "I'm not your boyfriend." But Archie thinks to herself, there has to be some reason why they're annoying me. She then walks up to them, says, "Hey Saiki," but then Tohru grabs onto Saiki's arm and gives her a death glare. That's when Tohru says, "Wait a second, could it be that Tohru being overprotective of Saiki?" But then she sees Saiki trying to push Tohru off his hand. And that's when Terahashi thinks, could it be that Saiki wants to say something, but he's scared of what Tohru will do to him? And Saiki shakes his head and says no. But Terahashi says, is he asking for help? But Saiki thinks to himself, no. And says, we gotta get out of here. But as they start walking away, Saiki sees Neno and Saiki says, this is bad. Tohru told Neno that she's my girlfriend even though I tell him she's not. If he reveals what he thinks to Terashi, that he thinks me and Tohru are dating when we're not, he might think Tohru's a obsessive girlfriend and the rumors will spread and draw more attention to me. He didn't think to himself, I gotta stay hidden. But then he'll turn his head so far that it should be possible, and all almost freaks out. But before Nenu can see them, they're gone in an instant. So saying, how do we get on the roof? Saiki says I have to dodge Nenu and Terashi, and all I could do was teleport us. And Terashi thinks to herself, where did they go? Because now she's standing there with Saiki gone and Tohru's gone as well. But she's talking to Nenu, she's thinking to herself, did I just imagine them? No, people were staring at Tohru before I show up. Wait a second, did they ditch me? Does that mean they don't like me? But I want them to like me. But then she thinks to herself, what is the feeling? They're annoying me? But that makes me feel different, like I want their attention. But that's not something a pretty girl should think. No, when I see them again, I'm gonna become their friends. And Saiki thinks to himself, well now I have another problem. So saying, what do you mean another? Saiki just sighs. We think until the next day, Saiki talking. But Saiki says, PE is my least favorite class. Don't get me wrong, actually amazing. And could become number 1 in any sport. But that's the problem. I have to play at a human level to not draw attention. Trying so hard to hold back makes it feel like a chore. The only good part is that since it's male and female PE is separate, Tohru can't bother me. We then cut to the PE girls class. When a girl sees a crying Tohru and asks, why is she crying? Tohru says, Saiki's not here. But guys, since nothing really happens in PE since Tohru's not there, I'm gonna skip this part. We then cut to the end of Saiki. And as Saiki's walking, he says he finished PE. And with a likability score of 50. It's a little low, but he can kind of fix it later. But then Tohru shows up and says, Saiki, you're back! And Saiki thinks to himself, the likability meter was made so I can tell what people's opinions were me. I wonder what happens if I use it just on Tohru. As I use this likability meter on Tohru, the likability meter breaks at over 9,000. Saiki's saying, it's over 9,000! We then cut to the next part with a couple girls talking to Terashi, asking if she's dating anybody. But Terashi says that she's too young. But then she looks at Saiki and Tohru and thinks to herself, but ever since Saiki and Tohru started annoying me, my heart hasn't stopped beating. It's probably banger. But then a screech is heard. People look around, but don't find anything. But underneath Tohru's desk, she's scratching and peeling the wood and metal off. Saiki then says it's that time of year where everybody can only think about love. People get into new relationships and leave old ones. But I'm more worried about this year's body count. Because with Tohru around, any girl who thinks I'm making a move on me is going to get burnt to ash. He then looks at the girl next to him, which is Yumuraha Chio. That's when something breaks and falls. As Saiki looks behind himself, a bunch of guys rush to Tohru and says, what happened to your desk, Tohru? Saiki then says, normally I would use my power to avoid her, but my mother told me that she can't hurt people. And Tohru really wants her approval for some reason. Even though we're not dating, she wants her future mother-in-law to like her. And you can't tell, but I'm doing air quotes. We then cut to Chio hiding in a corner. She sees Saiki walking and thinks to herself, here's my plan. I'll turn a corner and bump into Saiki. When I spill all the papers I'm holding, he will have no other option but help me pick them up. And our hands will touch. But as Chio walks around the corner, she bumps into something before bouncing back and falling on the floor on her butt. And she thinks to herself, what did I bump into? It was so bouncy, but that's when she sees Tohru standing over her, giving her a death glare. So Chio grabs the paper and says sorry before running away. We then cut to her peeking into the classroom and staring at Saiki in his seat. She then says, plan B. I walk in and drop my handkerchief. Saiki will pick it up and smell it and says it smells like a sunny day. And with some narrator saying, love fantasy. And the best part is, even if Saiki doesn't see it, it's still an excuse to talk to him. As she walks in, while humming, she drops her handkerchief, but she says we just have to wait until he notices. But then Tohru grabs it and Chio turns around to see it's gone. She thinks, he got it, but why didn't he say anything? As when she turns around and sees Tohru giving her a death stare before dropping it in trash. And Chio mentally screams, what's her problem? We then cut to Chio chasing a ball rolling to Saiki, but Tohru appears and stomps it, popping it. Then Chio asking Saiki to open the door, but Tohru opens it instead. But I heard saying, she made too many cookies and home egg, and if he wants any. But Tohru then bumps into her and makes her drop them on the floor. But then Chio thinks to herself, maybe one of my plans have failed, but why? She then remembers Tohru was there every time. The reason she failed so many times. She says that, wait, is Tohru purposely sabotaging me? But why? She then thinks, wait, Tohru tries to talk to Saiki. She always sits next to him in class. As when Saiki leaves, she goes the same path. He does a couple of minutes later. Can she like Saiki? Then she grabs her head and her face goes pale and she says, how am I supposed to go against that? Tohru is pretty, has curves better than Tarashi. Even when Tarashi isn't around, people look at her. And she has massive breasts. How do I stand a chance? She then says this can't get any worse. But then it starts to rain. And she says, I forgot my umbrella. But she's standing in some shade outside. She sees Saiki. And Chiyo says, did he forget his umbrella too? Then Saiki pulls out an umbrella. And Chiyo says, wait, maybe I still have a chance. We can share Laura's umbrella. But on the roof, Tohru is in the rain when her teeth turn razor sharp and her mouth opens and a beam shoots out. It's the clouds, separating them and stopping it from raining. We then cut to Saiki walking with Chiyo saying, why? Then Tohru runs past her and gives her a smirk before catching up with Saiki. And when Chiyo says, I give up, but Saiki is saying to himself mentally, sorry Chiyo, we can never stood a chance against Tohru. But if it makes you feel any better, Tohru doesn't stand much of a chance either. So hopefully find someone else. We cut back to crying Chiyo, or like slightly crying Chiyo. Somebody says, you wanna share my umbrella? But Chiyo says, it's not raining anymore. The man says, I'm not talking about the rain. I mean the rain of tears in your heart. And then Chiyo turns and sees a boy around her age, with blue hair, and maybe black. I'm a little bit colorblind. He then says, let me beat the umbrella for your overcast heart. And Chiyo says, this boy, I think he just met my soulmate. Saiki says, that's a little too quick. But as Tohru see them walk away, Saiki says, you went a little bit overboard with Chiyo. Tohru says, of course, I didn't have to show her you're mine. But Saiki says, no I'm not. Tohru says, not to mention, I couldn't let you two share a lover's umbrella. But before Tohru can finish, she grabs her hair and says, I'm an idiot. If I didn't stop the rain, me and you could have shared a lover's umbrella. But then she sees Saiki still walking and says, wait, Saiki! But outside of Saiki's range, there's a little girl with white hair. She stares at what used to be the rain cloud before Tohru blasted them with her fire breath or something. The girl says, I found you, Lady Tohru. We then cut to Saiki eating some coffee jelly. And Saiki says, today was supposed to be a good day. I'll be watching a brand new episode of an anime that hasn't been spoiled to me yet. But now, I have to deal with this. That's when the doorbell goes off and Saiki says, I'll answer it. But Saiki says, no mom! And his mom says, why not? She opens the door and sees the little girl with white hair which contains 3 beads on each side. And she has 2 horns and a thin tail with a purple ball at the end. The little girl is Kana. But as Kana says, give me back Lady Tohru before charging at him. But she fails. That's when Tohru walks on the stairs and sees somebody around Saiki. Her teeth then enlarge and her hands turn to claws and says, Saiki, are you cheating on me? Saiki says, we're not dating. Then Kana pops her head out and Tohru comes down. Says, Kana? Not with a small time skip and Tohru says, so your parents kicked you out? You came looking for me? Kana says, yes. But Tohru says, sorry Kana, but I can't go home. Kana says, why not? Then Tohru chuckles and points at Saiki and says, because I'm in love with Saiki-kun. Kana says, I knew it! He seduced you! But Saiki says, I'm not dating her. Kana says, you pervert! Saiki says, we're not dating. She then says, you incubus! Saiki says, you're not dating. So then Kana says, die pervert! But she punches him, nothing happens. That's when Saiki says, you're really weak. And then she looks down and starts crying, with Saiki mom saying, be nice Saiki! And then Tohru gives Kana some coffee jelly with Saiki saying, hey, isn't that mine? So she says, what happened to your magic, Kana? Kana says, your magic is special here, unlike mine. So Saiki says, wait, then how are you supposed to get home? That's when Kana looks on the floor and starts crying. And Saiki's mom smacks him, while Tohru gives her Nara coffee jelly. But Saiki a little bit annoyed because it's his coffee jelly. But that's when Saiki's mom doesn't know. She says, do you have anywhere to stay? Or to go? But Kana with tear eyes looks up and says, no, before taking a bite of a coffee jelly. That's when Saiki's mom has a light bulb. Says, I have an idea, how about you stay here? And Kana says, really? But Saiki says no. But then his mom gives him a look with a demon face and says, she's staying with us. Making Tohru and Kana grab onto each other in fear. Kana says, is she a demon? Saiki says no, but I think she is. And guys, I think that's enough for now, but don't worry, cause since I love Kana so much, and cause she's adorable, and I finally sound like a pervert, and a bunch of other stuff, but it's anime, so it's okay. I have a bunny, but that's not important. Like I said, I have a funny situations with her and Saiki, so for now I'm ending the video here. But don't worry, there might be part 2 soon. But for now, peace out, bye, and thank you, Dragon Source for editing this video. And bye.